About 2 months ago, I made a video, and in that video, I spoke about how much of my ISA allowance I managed to utilize in the tax year before. And I also spoke about some goals and some targets I had for myself in this current tax year. And in order to document my journey on here, be fully transparent and hold myself accountable, I'm making an update video today. So just to recap, in case you're not familiar with what an ISA is, or perhaps you live outside of the UK, ISA stands for Individual Savings Account. And it's a type of account we get here in the UK that allows us to invest up to £20,000 every single tax year tax-free. So any dividends that come into that account or any capital gains that are made in that account are completely tax-free. So it's one of those things that you really want to be making the most of if you're in a financial position to do so. So to save you from having to go back and watch the previous video, I'll just tell you now, in the previous tax year, I managed to invest 32% of my total ISA allowance. And I was pretty chuffed with that because given my financial situation and just life in general, that felt like quite a good achievement. But it wasn't enough. I gave myself the goal for this tax year to invest at least 40% of the 20,000. And as you know, if you are setting yourself a goal, they need to be actionable, you need to be accountable, all of these, you need to have smart targets. I feel like I'm going back to school here. But that's why I'm making the video today, because I want to see exactly where I am and how close I am to hitting that 40% target. To give you some context, the tax year began on the 6th of April 2023 and it's due to end on the 5th of April 2024. And today is the 17th of June. So we're not very far through the tax year at all. And so far I felt like I've been pretty aggressive, as in any spare money that I've had, I've really tried to put it into my ISA and invest that money so that the money can work for me. And every single time I buy a new share, I'm kind of like buying my future self some freedom back. I can't remember if I said it on the previous video I made about this topic or a different video, but I remember saying on this channel that I wanted to start investing way more regularly. So those of you who are familiar with my investing journey and watch this channel, you'll know that I began investing just before the market started going down in 2020. That was when I decided to start investing. So as you can imagine, I was trickling money in every month. I had a direct debit set up. Money would just go into my Vanguard account at the beginning of every single month. And then the market started crashing and I started freaking out because I was new to investing. I did not know what was going on. I thought it was truly the end of the stock market. And I decided to just halt my deposits, stop investing and just see what happens. And it was a very dumb mistake and I really regret it looking back, but I've learnt my lesson and I'm glad it came really early in my investing journey actually, because I now know that that was the time to buy. And I'm never going to make that mistake again, trust me. Anyway, since then, since I started investing again following that, I have been quite consistent. I've always been quite consistent, which I'm proud of. But that's meant I've put money in like every month, the beginning of every month, that sort of consistency, and that is great and it works for a lot of people. But I'm kind of obsessed with investing, hence why I have this channel, and I'm always looking into stocks, the stocks I have, following the news, trying to make relevant videos about them. Because of that and other reasons, I wanted to invest way more regularly, perhaps on a weekly basis or even a bi-weekly basis. I've been doing that, so I'm really happy about that. I've been putting all spare money in literally when I can. Sometimes that's been a couple of times a week, sometimes that's been once every 2 weeks. It's still consistent and it's been way more regular. So far this tax year, I have managed to utilize 13% of my ISA allowance. And given that I managed 32% in the entire 12-month period in the previous tax year, I'm pretty happy with that. Should my financial situation remain the same and I'm actually able to continue to invest about 10% every 2 and a bit months, that would make me very, very happy. I'm going to aim for the highest I can possibly get. Obviously, I'd love to max my ISA out, but I don't think it's going to happen. I did set the goal in the last video actually that I would max my ISA out in the next tax year. So this would be the year that I sit between 40 and maybe 60%, and then in the following year, next year, I can max it out. Hopefully I'm still on track to do that. It really does depend on your financial situation and how much money you can afford to allocate to invest in. I've said time and time again that my risk appetite right now and just in general, my financial situation, I don't have dependents and I have a high risk appetite at the moment because I don't, I'm not looking to withdraw money to retire or anything like that right now, which makes me able to be quite aggressive with how much of my money I allocate to invest in. Having said that, I am not a risky person in general. So I am having to try and change my mindset whilst investing to actually be okay with putting a lot of my money into my account. I've always grown up as someone that's had savings. Saving, you should save your money, like sort of drilled into me, like it's always about saving and having it in your bank account. Now, through my own education, I've now realized that is not the best thing to always do with your money. So although I've got my emergency fund, I am trying to be a little bit more aggressive in how much I actually put into my investing account. And I've come a long way with that, I feel. So like I said, this video is just a quick video to hold myself accountable and document where I am on my journey right now. I will aim to make another one of these videos in perhaps a few months' time, and hopefully I can say that I have, I'm sitting at about 25% of my ISA when I next make one of these videos, maybe even 30, we'll see. This video is not meant to be braggy in any way. It's purely to document this and, like I said, hold myself accountable. Let me know how you're doing with your ISA or your investment account in general. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very shortly in another one.